Hi students, we meet again. All right, so this time of around, I'm going to continue with discussion and a sharing session with every one of you of paper 3 speaking, and there will be two sets that I will be discussing and sharing with all of you. All right, so just make sure take down the notes of the do's and don'ts when you are doing for your speaking test. Okay, can we continue? Okay, let's look at set 1. Okay, now like what I have mentioned yesterday, in part 1 we have two phases, which is phase 1 and phase 2. In phase 1 we usually ask question about that requires you to tell us about your personal details. So this is the starting point where we want to build up the self confidence in students. So questions are actually are actually the same, asking about your name, the place that you live, and how do you come to school. This is normal, all right? So I'm not going to go on this too deep. Now, in the second phase, this is a little bit different compared to Terengganu that we did yesterday, okay? For this time of around, it's very specifically mentioned there. We are going to ask students about their daily routine. Yeah, and daily routines are things that we do basically every day, the things that we've been doing repeatedly a day, every day, day and day, how it goes. All right, now there are two parts of question. We have the main question and we have the backup prompt. Now, backup prompt only will be used when the main question is not understood by the students. So, if we see that the student suddenly got panic attack, then we'll give a backup prompt of this quite similar question. Like for this, like are your weekdays routine different from your weekend routine? In what ways? So for this particular question here, weekday routine, the days that you go to school every day. So is it a little bit different compared to your weekend routine? It definitely will be different, because on weekday routine you would probably say that you go to school at 7:30 and then you finish school at what 2 o'clock or 2:30, and after you have finished schooling you might have an extra class at school after that, or you could say that later in the evening they have tuitions to go, and definitely it will be a little bit different than a weekend routine, because weekend routine you are just staying at home. It's a Saturday and it's a Sunday. All right. Now, or if students they have difficulty in understanding of the meaning of weekdays and weekend, they will just ask a very simple question: what do you normally do on weekends? All right. Now, in second question, what do you look forward to at the end of your day? So at the end of the day means any day of the week. It could be Monday, it could be Tuesday, it could be a Sunday. Like for me, if you ask me what do I look forward to at the end of your day, at the end of the day I look forward to rest myself, because you're also tired of studying. So students, that is also an option of answer. Yeah. Or we would just ask you, what do you usually do before you go to sleep? See, it's the same thing. Are you planning to do anything special this weekend? What is it? If you say that there is no plan yet, then you can just say that, at the moment, there is nothing special that I'm planning to do this weekend. Use back the question that is being posed to you by the teacher or being asked by the teacher as part of your sentence structure. So for this phase 2, we are looking for students to be able to understand the question, the requirement of the question, and at the same time, we want to see how you construct your sentences. Are you using a simple sentence? Are you using a complex sentence? Or are you using a compound sentence? All right. Okay. Then like this, like which day of the week do you look forward to? What about you? Like for me, I look forward. The day that I look forward in a week is a Friday, because Friday is the shortest day in the week. I can go back home faster. I can rest more. I can watch my TV program, or it could ask, or the teacher might ask you, which day of the week is your favorite? It can be anything. It could be a Saturday, it could be a Sunday. So if you see that your favorite day of the week is a Sunday because you can sleep longer, is it wrong? No, the answer is not wrong. The answer is still correct. Whatever that you give, whatever answer that you give to your teacher, it has to be logic. It has to be clear. It has to be very specific of what you're supposed to be doing. Alright, okay. Now let's look at part 2. Now, in part 2 of the question, this is where the individual task comes in. This is what we call as individual long turn. Okay. Now, individual long turn, students are given a time frame of 3 to 4 minutes where you are given four bullets of question for you to answer uh, based on the task given. Like for this relaxing, everyone know what does it mean by relaxing, and you have to talk about an activity that helps you to relax. Okay, what do you do to relax? So if you feel that the sleeping is a way that you do to relax, then you can just say that you sleep. Okay, where do you go to relax? I relax in my room, or I relax on the sofa in the living room. Okay, some of you like to, you just want to relax in front of your computer after you have played online games, for example. Now, if it is more relaxing for you to be alone or with friends, do you like to be alone, or you want to be, when you are relaxing, you want to be with your friends? That's the question requirement. Okay, and you have to give answer. So if you see that you want to be alone, why? Because you just want to have a rest. You do not want to talk to anybody. You just want to be alone. It's already answering the question. Whether it is important for students to relax, what about you? I'm not a student, so I'm an adult. But as an adult myself, it is important for me to relax because I just want to rest myself. So my answer could be the same as yours. So you just want to relax yourself. You want to release your stress. See, something that is very common that is happening around you. Okay. Now, the second question for the long term session, this is for candidate B, shopping at night market. I think it is a trend now. Everybody goes to a night market because not only it's very convenient, it's quite affordable. Things that are cheaper compared to go to shopping complexes. See, the question is quite similar to the writing question that we have discussed before from Kedah, isn't it? All right. Now, talk about your experience at a night market. If you look at the context of the question, it is always asking about you yourself, your experience, what you encounter, what you do, your activities. Very personal, meaning that when students answer the question, it should be as easy as that. You just relate whatever that you have done to the question that is being asked. Now, where is a popular night market in your town? So if you were to ask me, I always go to Danau Kota Night Market. So, Danau Kota Night Market. If I'm staying in Melawati, then Melawati Night Market. The place, your area, what is the name of it? It doesn't have to be a specific name. Okay? When was the last time you went to a night market? Probably you went to the night market last night, so you can just say yesterday evening, last week. Straightforward. You don't have to tell me the time or so forth, right? Now, do you like hanging out at a night market? Do you like hanging out? Do you like to loiter? Do you like to lepak there? Yes, I like to hang out at night market. Why? Because there are many people. I like to be in the crowd, because I like to go there because there are many things to see. Okay, because there are many small shops, kiosks, sellers, and whether teenagers should be encouraged to take up a part-time job at a night market. What do you think? Should or should not? Can we encourage them? So if you were to ask me whether teenagers should be encouraged to take up a night market, yes, why not? To gain some experience when you work at night market, or you can get some extra pocket money when you work at a night market. That is already answering to the question why. So if you say that why not, teenagers should not be encouraged to work to take a part-time job at the night market because they will get very tired when they go to school the next day. That is answering for the question no, if you do not encourage. Okay, all right, clear? Now let's go to the third part. Now, in the third part of the task, part 3 is a discussion where students are given 4 to 5 minutes. Now, again, when we look at the question, everything has to do with teenagers. Yeah, factors to consider when choosing a career. Like what I usually advise to my students, especially the weaker ones. There are things when you do a discussion from the mind map given, you cannot explain too much. For example, academic qualification. Some of you feel that, oh, it's so difficult to talk about academic qualification. Then Don't talk about academic qualification. You might talk about, factors considered when choosing a career. You say because of personal interest. If I like fashion, I think that I should take up fashion because when I do something that I like, then I will do it very, very well. And when I do something that I like of a personal interest, people will become very motivated. That's one of the answer. Now, some factors to consider when choosing a career is because of relevant skill. What is relevant skill? We cannot understand. So, for those for those who are asking, relevant skills means that skills which is related to the career that you want. If you want to become a fashion designer, probably in school you take up science rumah tangga. Then that is relevant skill. If you want to become a chef, you might have taken science rumah tangga as well. Or you want to become an artist, a painter. Your relevant skill could be because in school you took up PSV, Pendidikan Seni Visual. That is relevant skill. Okay. Or if you are good in cooking, you want to become a chef. That is another way of us to choose a career. Okay, expected salary. Expected salary means if you work at a more advanced company, a more up-to-date company, famous companies, could probably you will get the expected salary that you want. How much do you plan to get to be paid for your salary? Okay, academic qualification. If you are an SPM holder, can you expect to get a very high pay, a very expensive salary? It doesn't suit that way, isn't it? Okay, personality traits. Some people, when they want to choose a career, is because of their personality traits. You want to become a singer. Because why? Because you are a very joyful person. You are very good with communication. You are good in singing. You have a very good voice. That is your personality traits. Job demands mean that when we work, it's because of uh, that particular place requires if you want to apply for a job, it's because that job is in demand. People want the job a lot because there are many people wants to become an accountant. Because of why? Because of the salary is good. um some people, they want to become a businessman because they can open up a business, they can gain more profit later in the future. So those are the things that we need to consider when choosing a career. So might out of the six, you cannot explain everything, but you are very confident in explaining about by using the word like personality traits, personal interest, or because of relevant skill. So discuss this three only, but with a very good turn-taking techniques. Turn-taking techniques are such as, now if I were to start my discussion, I could say, in my opinion, the factors to consider when choosing a career is because of personal interest. Uh, when we like to do something, we would give our full concentration and we will be very motivated to do what we want. Therefore, it is good when choosing a career. Okay, what do you think? You ask your friend. Your friend might not be agreeing with you. So your friend would say, I think I don't agree with you. You know why? I think that one of the factor to consider when choosing a career is because of your academic qualification. You must have a good academic qualification so that you are able to get a higher salary, uh, and we will be more satisfied when we are given a higher pay compared to just depending on our interest. So you might answer again, I think I agree with you. And another factor to consider when choosing this career is because of your is based on job demands. Nowadays, people are looking for jobs that is people are looking for career that is really needed by the society or by the government, for example. We are lacking of accountants in our country, Malaysia. So therefore, when we want to choose a career, one of the factor is because of job demands. See, the turn taking is there. And the speaking process actually becomes more interesting, and usually when there is this kind of turn taking takes place, it does arouse the examiners or the teachers in front, to give you more marks when they are assessing you. All right. Okay, got it. Okay, now let's go to set number 2. Okay, now set number 2, again, see part 1, for the general question, and for the phase 2 in general question daily routine, the question is quite similar again. What is the difference? Could be the long turn, the individual long turn. Now this individual long turn this time of around is asking about a friend you admire the most. And definitely everyone has a friend that they admire the most, and you have to talk about them. Don't worry, your secret is being spilled out. No worries, it's small matter. So probably you have a friend that you admire most in your class. Okay. I admire my friend. I admire him or her, or I admire Atika because she is a very hardworking person. See, answering for the question why. What is your friend? What your friend is good at? My friend is good in mathematics, and she has helped me a lot in teaching me how to do mathematics in class. Okay, how your friend has influenced you? She actually influenced me to be more interested in doing mathematics, because she taught me the easiest way to answer. See? All right. And what can we do to maintain a good relationship with our friends? We have to understand each other. We have to be tolerant to each other. We have to respect each other. So these are the words that we are looking for when students are answering the question. This is what we meant by long individual long term, because you have to answer 4 questions. Okay. The second one, preferred social media, something very common that is being used every day by you teenagers especially, and you must have your own preferred social media. Like for me, if you ask, oh, what do I like? Actually, I like my Facebook, because I feel that in Facebook everything is there. I can buy things, I can meet new friends, I can meet my old friends and so forth. But for the young ones, probably you will like TikTok, or what else, Instagram, so something like that. Okay. What the social media is, name the social media. So the social media that I prefer is TikTok. Why do you prefer to use social media? You like using social media. It's more fun, easier, because you can just use your handphone. It can be downloaded into your handphone because it's in a form of application. Okay, what benefits you gain from social media? You get to learn new things. You get to make new friends. How to be a wise social media user? Okay, how to be a wise social media user? It's quite difficult for those who do not understand the word wise. Social media user. Okay, wise means how to be a clever social media user. So if you want to become a wise or clever social media user, just make sure to use the social media wisely. Use back the word wise and turn it into an adjective. Yes, an adverb, sorry. Okay? Or how to be a wise social media user. Make sure to use social media correctly and do not spread rumors. It's still acceptable because this is asking you on how to use the social media in the right way. Okay, not uh, use it wrongly. And that's what the discussion part, ways to be a smart shopper. Anything that has to do with smart shopper, you can actually use back whatever that you have seen from your preferred social media, or words that you can take from a friend that you admire the most. Certain things, certain words that you can use again here. But if you look at the first set and the second set, it's actually quite similar. All right, the question, yeah. Okay, like this, ways to be a smart shopper. Always start from the right to the left so that you don't go haywire which one to do first, which one to do first. And I think that for this particular question, it's very straightforward, easy to understand. Ways to be a smart shopper means we do not waste. We make sure that we spend well. We don't, we waste money buying things that we do not want and we do not use. That's what it meant. Now, the first way to be a smart shopper is by making a list. So you might say that, in my opinion, a way to become a smart shopper is by making a list. Make sure that before you go shopping, you make a list first so that you don't go over budget. Okay, see, when I use the word over budget, I am already answering using the second point here. Set a budget. So you might ask your second friend, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Yes, I think I agree with you. Uh, Other than making a list, we should make sure that we set a budget so that we don't overspend. That's what you do not overspend. Okay, and other than that, you can also add more information. I would also like to add, remember my name, one add, yeah? Okay, I also would like to add, make sure that when you want to become a smart shopper, you must try to get recommendation first so that you don't waste your money. See, the word waste, set a budget, make a list is quite similar to each other. Then you might say that compare prices to see which seller sells cheaper or reasonable price. Sometimes you compare prices because you want to get some discounts, you want to get some vouchers, you want to get free gifts. Huh? Yeah, that's what I meant. Shop during sales. Smart shopper, you shop during sales because you might get prices which is cheaper compared to the normal days, especially during festive season like now. We are going to have be celebrating Christmas very soon. So therefore, people keep on going out to buy things during sales because it's actually cheaper, compared to before. And the last one, usually when we go and buy things, we always read reviews to get some opinions, to get some second opinion from someone, so that we make the right choice. So these are actually things that you can actually use, and ways that you can actually do with your friends. So what if suddenly you become blank in the middle of the discussion? Make sure there is a pace. You don't speak too fast, do not speak too slow, do not have make sounds like it's not good actually. So if you want to take some time to think, what you can do is you can just do it this way. In my opinion, I think, you see the pace. There's some seconds there that you might have some lapse, yeah, so that you will be more relaxed. You are able to speak better, clearer, and you are able to come up with a very nice and very effective discussion. Okay, so I think that's all for today. We have done two sets for this time around. The reason why I'm doing two sets in a go is because I want you to see the differences of set one and set two. And most of the questions that I'm using today with you students are actually, we rarely see these questions are being used. huh? And now we want students to think out of the box, think better. We want to make students feel that, and think about, how to become wiser in the way you shop. Looking at someone else's, how you say, role. You as a third person, you see what's going to happen, try to predict the best way that you can come up with. Okay, and also we want to see whether you understand the task given to you or not. So I think that's it. All right, so thank you so much for bearing with me. uh, hope to hear from you soon. Yeah? We will have another one more state to go, which is Negeri Sembilan, and I'll be doing with you as soon as possible. So see you guys. See you when I see you. That's what my students always say to me. Take care. I wish you all the best in your examination. Bye.